Here's another fluorescent under cabinet light. This is from the Lithonia Lighting brand, which I've been very happy with historically. These are also made in America. This is a 24-inch model. There's a good quantity of these still available. The problem with these compared to the GE ones I showed recently is that these are substantially more expensive and they don't come with the bulbs. So they're going to be extremely more expensive between the additional cost for the fixture and the bulb itself. These take T12s, whereas the GEs take T8. T8 is going to be more sustainable going forward than T12 because T12 is getting really old at this point. So this is a 24-inch fixture, whereas the GEs are 18, so you probably could get away with one less maybe on each side, but it's not really a significant difference. Shatter-resistant lens, glass white enamel finish, snap-on lens for easy maintenance, available in a variety of lengths. Fluorescent tube replacement requires no tools. Well, let's take a look inside here and see what we have. Interesting. This fixture is a bit thicker than the General Electric ones. Not by a whole lot, but definitely a little bit, which of course is naturally going to be the case because we're going to a thicker bulb. We need to grab a power cord to tack on this thing. This should work. It's not grounded, so I wouldn't use that in a permanent installation, but for testing it'll be just fine. So we're going to have to open that up anyways, but I'll just remove the bulb real quick, and the lens. Now the lens is still pretty good and flexible, but I would be concerned about this becoming brittle after years of the UV exposure from the fluorescence. Not really anything of substance here. It's a simple diagram. Alright, so we have a starter here, so this could potentially be a preheat. Where do I put the screwdriver? Let's take a look inside here. If these are preheat, maybe I'll grab a few more of them. I still think I'm going to have to go with the GE ones just because the cost. These are more than twice the cost of the GE ones before you factor in the cost of the new bulbs, so it's just not economical. I really think it's supposed to hinge open like that, because no, whatever. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. Alright, so we've got the wire punch out, which actually, this is kind of nice. It's got the punch outs everywhere on this one. Several on the side there, several on this side, so if you're going, several fixtures in a row, they could be right up close to each other. It's also got two different mount holes. So I kind of like this fixture better than the General Electric ones, but I think these are just going to be cost prohibitive. You know what, before I bother putting that on, let's open up the bulbs I bought to make sure they're the right ones. Because with my luck, those won't be the right ones, because that's just how things work around here. Never a dull moment, is it? So these are only two, I think 2 bulbs in here. And they were pretty expensive. Yeah, only two stinking bulbs. And they were expensive. Now granted, these are Philips ones, so they're kind of a name brand product, which I don't typically deal with name brand products, but you know, all the other ones are like, who knows what kind of funny China name they are. These are supposed to be warm white. It doesn't say it, but hopefully they are. So it is the right bulbs. So we have the bulbs. So let's put the cord on and see how they work. Maybe worth buying some more because I can find other uses for them. And, you know, it's gonna become very hard to find fluorescent fixtures, at least in this country, because they're getting banned at the end of the year. And it's not just a ban of manufacture; it's actually a ban of sale. So you're not going to be able to obtain these kind of fixtures as well as incandescent fixtures in stores anymore. The only hope is going to be that, you know, private sellers like on eBay, for example, would be able to sell it, you know, or you can still find them at tag sales and that, you know, so forth, stuff like that. But we're not going to be able to get these kind of fixtures much longer. Or the bulbs. Bulbs are not going to be allowed to be sold either. So, let's see if I can get this to go back together to some extent, enough so that we can put the bulb on, or the shade on, because it's going to make a difference in the way it looks. Alright, that's good enough. Now, I just noticed that these don't have a switch on them, which means I would have to have a little bit more complicated of a wiring setup in the kitchen, you know, that has a switch, because the GE fixtures are switched themselves, so it doesn't really matter. But these not being switched, they would require their own fixture and their own wiring. Alright, here we go. Let's turn it on and let's see if it's the preheat. I don't think so. I think it's just a rapid start. It works. It's kind of noisy. It's a little flickery at the ends. I don't know if that's a function of the bulb or the starter. Actually, I think the General Electric ones were brighter. I'm not impressed with the brightness of this one at all. It would be satisfactory for under the cabinet's brightness, but no, this will be obvious. The GE ones are better than this. Yeah, I guess it's rapid start. Which is okay. A rapid start is still pretty good for the bulbs compared to the instant start. But, okay, so that's that. Not a bad fixture. Like, I could see putting this over the laundry equipment or something like that. But, I don't think this will be for the kitchen. I think I'm definitely going to go with the GE fixtures for the kitchen.